The Exmark and Scag, both pushing $15,000 once you spec them up, both claim to lay the best cut in the business, and both have owners who swear the other one is a waste of money. So I did the thing almost nobody does before they drop that kind of cash. I went looking for the guys who already know. The operators with 1,000, 2,000, even 7,000 hours on these machines. I read their repair logs. I dug through the threads where they argue about it. And what I found is that both sides are right. They're just talking about completely different lawn. Because here's the part nobody tells you. These two machines are built to win in opposite conditions. Pick the wrong one for the grass you actually cut, and the better mower on paper becomes the one that fights you every single week. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which deck to buy for your grass, which engine could save you $1,500, and the one factor that matters more than the color of the paint. Because at $15,000, you're not buying a mower for this season. You're living with it for the next 10 years. Let's settle it. Forget the engine for a second. Forget the seat. The single biggest difference between these two machines is the steel hanging underneath them. And once you understand it, 90% of the arguing online suddenly makes sense. The Exmark runs a tightly baffled, fabricated, welded steel deck. It's a sealed little wind tunnel. It processes clippings slowly, chops them fine, and packs huge lift into the blades. In dry, weekly grass, that translates to the cleanest, most manicured finish in the industry, with striping that looks like a baseball outfield. The current top tier is the UltraCut Series 6, with a cut height range from 1 inch up to 5.5, in deck sizes from 52 inches all the way to 96. The Scag runs the Velocity Plus deck, and it's the opposite philosophy. The top is genuine tri-plate steel, just under ½ an inch thick at 0.485. The 61-inch version stacks a 10-gauge top, 7-gauge skirts, a 7-gauge support plate, and an 11-gauge plate welded inside. It's 5 inches deep with a wide-open discharge mouth that's roughly 30% wider than the Exmark's. That core design hasn't changed since 2006, and it's backed by a 3-year no-crack warranty. It doesn't baby the grass, it moves it. So here's the truth the brochures bury. In dry, manicured conditions, the Exmark's finish is slightly cleaner, but the second the grass gets wet, tall, or overgrown, the Exmark clumps badly. Even heavy morning dew can leave rows of wet grass sitting on the lawn. The Scag deck doesn't care. It'll chew through soaking wet, knee-high grass and keep striping in a downpour. The trade-off? That open Scag deck sometimes leaves longer clippings sitting on top. Guys call it the carpet effect. The fix is usually a blade swap, not a new mower. So the first real answer isn't which is better, it's what do you cut. Manicured weekly lawns, the Exmark deck wins on looks. Wet, tall, or every other week chaos, the Scag is the better tool, full stop. Now, the reputation. You've heard it 100 times. Scag is built like a tank. And here's the thing, it's mostly true. The Velocity deck top is genuinely thick steel. The spindles are cast iron with tapered roller bearings, and the blade bolt runs clear through the housing, torqued down to around 80 foot-pounds, versus the Exmark's roughly 55. The deck is driven by a drive shaft instead of a long belt, and the company makes nearly every steel part in-house, across more than 1 million square feet of Wisconsin factory floor with over 1,000 employees, punching, welding, painting, and shipping its own machines. For context, this is a company that's been independent and American-made since 1983, while the Exmark, built in Nebraska since a 7-person garage operation back in 1982, was bought by a larger corporation in 1997. Two very different stories under the paint. But here's where the Scag crowd oversells it. Longtime Exmark owners will tell you their machines run 2,000 to 3,000 hours just as reliably. The manufacturer says so itself, and they ride lighter, cost less to service, and carry a better warranty. One operator put it perfectly. Scag is unbeaten for durability. The family dog that takes any abuse and never gets angry. But he could name half a dozen mowers that cut better, run more productively, or ride more comfortably. Tougher steel is real. It's just not the same thing as a better machine. This is where the title pays off. What actually breaks after 1,000 hours? Because this is the number that matters. not the sticker price. On the Scag side, the high hour reports are honestly impressive. Owners who run these to the 1,000 hour mark tend to land somewhere around $500 in out-of-warranty repairs, and the pattern is consistent. A belt here, a sheared bolt there, and the occasional electrical gremlin that takes out the PTO switch. Outside of that, it's mostly routine maintenance. For a machine that's been cutting commercially for years, that's a genuinely low number. The Exmark has its own pattern of weak points. The most reported one is electrical, seat safety sensors, and wiring gremlins that owners regularly cite as the priciest thing to chase down. The tires wear surprisingly fast, often needing replacement well before you'd expect. And the PTO clutch is a known replacement somewhere around the 850 to 1,000 hour range. So neither one is bulletproof. They just break differently. And for perspective on how long these things really go, there are Scag Turf Tigers out there with over 7,000 hours on the clock, plenty running past 5,000, and Exmark Lazers that got repowered at 1,200 hours and ran past 2,000, owners changing hydro fluid and filter every 500 hours the whole way. Both of these machines will outlast most of the people complaining about them.
Before we get into that, if you're enjoying this far, please drop a like and hit subscribe for more videos like this one, and it genuinely helps us.
Now, moving on. Here's where you can genuinely save yourself thousands, and it applies to both brands because they share engine suppliers. If you plan to keep your mower for years, the operators are nearly unanimous. Get the Kawasaki FX. It's the heavy-duty commercial grade. You can spot it by the round, tractor-style air filter canister. Here's the lifespan reality the rep won't spell out. The lighter FS homeowner engines tend to tap out around 500 to 750 hours. The mid-grade FR runs roughly 1,000 to 1,200, but the FX commercial unit pushes 1,500 to 1,800 plus, sips less fuel, starts easier, and runs cooler. Same machine, very different engine lifespan. Now the warning. The big 37-horse Vanguard has a real reputation for head gasket trouble. It's one of the more commonly reported failure points on these machines, and it comes up again and again from high-hour owners. The good news, the newer 40-horse version has a noticeably better track record, and the Kohler Command Pro, divisive. Some run a decade trouble-free. Others report carbs, ignition, and oil burning issues further down the line. The move is simple. Spec the Kawasaki FX, and you've quietly de-risked the most expensive part of the machine. A few fast truths to round it out. Comfort goes to the Exmark. Better seat isolation, right-side controls, a more refined station. The Scag sits lower with a go-kart feel and left-hand controls some guys never warm up to. But that low center of gravity, wide stance, and 26-inch rear tires mean it hugs a hillside like nothing else. The catch? It's a heavy machine, roughly 1,500 pounds before you add fuel, so it can rut a soft lawn. Underneath, both top models use the good drivetrain setup, separate pumps feeding separate wheel motors. The Scag Turf Tiger runs dual 16 cubic centimeter hydro gear pumps and 18 cubic inch Parker wheel motors with a drive shaft driven deck. The Exmark uses a Parker unitized pump and motor system with a 1.7 quart reservoir and a spin-on filter. Real talk, those pumps and motors aren't home rebuildable. Replacement runs about $500 to $700 a side, so the move is to change your hydro fluid at half the interval the manual lists. That single habit is what gets these machines to 4,000 and 5,000 hours. On price, they're shockingly close. A new flagship Turf Tiger II in a standard 61-inch gas setup runs right around $15,000 cash, about $14,900 for the popular Vanguard build, and a comparably equipped Lazer Z X-Series lands in that same mid-teens range. Step up to a diesel and you're past $20,000. The point is, spec for spec, these two are usually within a few $100s of each other, which means the real tiebreaker isn't the mower, it's your dealer, every time, because that's who keeps you mowing when something breaks. One more edge for Exmark, the warranty. 5 years or 1,500 hours on the top series,
with no hour limit the first 2 years versus Scag's shorter 2-year parts and labor coverage. So here's your answer. Mostly wet, tall, or every other week overgrown lawns? Buy the Scag. The deck and the hillside grip earn it. Mostly manicured weekly grass, and you value ride and warranty? Buy the Exmark. But remember the 2 things every longtime operator eventually agrees on. 1. Blade choice. A clean deck and your grass type matter more than the color of the paint. And 2. Buy the dealer as much as you buy the mower.
Now, here's the thing. Picking the right brand is only half the battle. Because whether you go Scag or Exmark, there are a handful of details on these machines that nobody checks at the dealership until they're stranded mid-job and it's already too late. I put all of them in this video. Watch that one before you sign anything. It's right here, and it might be the most important 10 minutes before you spend any money. I'll see you in it.